Good morning, everyone. Once again, I'm here to share with you my random thoughts. I just would like to elaborate about the last video that I made had something to do with polygamy. What's the word I use? Infidelity. And the same person I'm talking to again was asking about some more details about infidelity. And I just would like to share about some thoughts about this matter. And because there is actually a time for everything. So basically, it's just a matter of timing. Can you imagine yourself being in a situation where you have, if for example, you're a man at the age of 20 and you have an opportunity to have a lady in bed, but you are very young. Of course, at the time, you don't have the courage to pursue that particular feeling of possibly enjoying that moment despite whatever commitment you are having in that scenario. But in case you had that opportunity to have a lady available and you are able to have in bed at the age of 30, so that's a different story. So basically, as I was saying, there is always a time for everything. So, age matter. So, well, at 50, what I can share with you is like, for me, being monogamous or being committed to a relationship with a single partner no longer exists in your fantasy, in your memory, or whatever. Nobody wanted to be polygamous or to get involved with infidelity. Most men said it just happened. It was an accident, so that was their excuses. Basically, partially correct, but not really. But what I'm trying to say here is that monogamy only exists in reality, because it's just on that particular actual scenario or actual living, because being monogamous is a choice and being polygamous is like whichever way is a matter of choice. It's how you live your life. Basically, in that particular scenario that you have an opportunity to get indulged with such infidelity, there is always a compromise, especially as I mentioned from my previous video, that it doesn't mean that you go astray, that you don't love your partner anymore. It also doesn't mean it has something to do with love. As I have mentioned in the previous video, it varies. There's a lot of reasons. But basically, if in case that you compromise, and then you make a decision to jump into it and get tempted to get involved or to indulge with such infidelity, I may say that you must be able to contemplate if that single night or a moment of happiness or that right to happiness or self-fulfillment, whatever reasons you have why you have to get into that, is worth for not only for that night or for that moment, but also for the next days, weeks, years, because that could be a detriment. Another person might suffer, or even you might feel that guilt that will not give you peace of mind for some time until you were able to get over it or have accepted what you did or forgive yourself or whatever. So basically, it's an act that is a personal responsibility. There are two things. It could be consideration like, it could be like, it is the social or the community or the what I so-called the tribe, the people around you that you consider that you tend to not do because you don't want to hear anything negative from other people, or you might as well assert your right for happiness or self-fulfillment and let the people around you adjust to what you wanted to and how you live your life. It depends on your personality or it depends on your values, actually. So basically, like for example, of course, it will involve sex. Sex that we can never tell is better with love, right? It could be an orgasmic love-making, or sexual intercourse without love. It depends. Maybe it depending on the touch or on how they do it. But generally speaking, that is a big statement for you to say that sex is better with love. Because a lot of people actually enjoy such act without loving that person. It doesn't mean that, you see, a lot of people get involved with infidelity even if they are happy with their family. Because it's different for you to love someone, to enjoy whatever with that person, but it's a different person that you wanted to build a family or build a home or somewhat more stable and long-term. So it really depends on your value, what you can take and what you can manage to engage. So basically, it's a matter of fact that you don't find your partner. You choose it. It is your choice to be with whoever. Say for example, you might love fucking this woman, but you will love to live a life with this woman. It's a matter of fact that you cannot get everything. And it's also a matter of fact that nothing is perfect, right? So basically, it's just a matter of paradox of choices. Your values or your personal satisfaction. It depends. You can manage you can possibly find someone. Of course, there's a lot of women, there's a lot of men in the universe. But it doesn't mean that it's better to what you are having. So it's just really a matter of choice. So you will be the one to set that up. Values vary. So, it depends on the person. It's just a matter of fact that you can love anybody. Like you love this person but it doesn't mean that is your ideal to build a family or to have a life with or to spend the rest of your life. So sometimes the differences, personal differences, tend to be an attraction. out of your curiosity. I'm not like her, I'm not like him. So you tend to be curious. Why is that? That they have different set of choices or preferences. But later on, that differences sometimes tend to become the problem. Initially, it was attractive. Out of curiosity, you get interested. And it's not only the feelings, the actions, the touch, whatever that you are enjoying with that particular person, but basically, there's a lot. For example, when you happen to get into that compromising situation, I may say, that you have an opportunity, if you are in commitment and you find someone that you think is better, or whatever that you find, or whatever returns of investment, or whatever they can give to you that makes you happy, that let you get indulged with such infidelity, despite in case you are happy with your current relationship, actually is affected or influenced with your values. So basically, it depends on their lives before the marriage. It actually is good leverage. For example, you're finding a partner, and that partner that you are being in love with has multiple sexual partners before your marriage. Most likely, it could be the same person that you're going to marry, because it's such a matter of values in making that particular disposition in case they get that opportunity to have someone else while they are at that state of being committed to you. So basically, it's just a matter of knowing the person first before you get committed with, so that you can avoid polygamous person. It depends. Sometimes some people care about themselves, but other people care about others. Like, for example, what I was saying earlier, they care about what other people say, or the social, or the tribe, or the people around them. So they are restricting themselves not to get into such infidelity thingy, because they already make a commitment to become a good person. It's a personal commitment. Or they are very assertive that they deserve such self-satisfaction that they can get with that particular relationship, or getting into infidelity, or having someone else other than the one that they are being committed with. They can cross over. It's either initially you are committed to your personal compact or promise to yourself to become a better person, to become the better version of yourself, to be a good person, to be kind to all creatures, whatever. But some can cross over to consider their personal satisfaction and disregard the social influence, or what other people may say, or they don't care about the cultural or the traditional rule that it should not be like that. So basically, it's like fluid that is undefinable. You can never say when are you being monogamous. If you are monogamous since birth, and then at the age of 50, you become polygamous. So it's just a matter of, it's so vague. It is possible that you can cross over from such belief and it can be changed in time. Like when you were younger, you are not able to get involved or get indulged with it because you are not ready. But when you're older and you have all the courage to go about anything, that is also a different story to tell. So basically, because there are different people, there are better takers. There are consummate giver or mix. So it depends what type of person are you. Are you thinking what are you getting out of this relationship that you're getting into despite it is not the proper way to do it or it's not correct? Who is wrong? Who is right? That is vague. It depends on where you are, how old you are, and what are you. So basically, just a matter of decision. Sometimes, if you compromise for that satisfaction that you are asserting that you said you have a right to be happy, whatever reason you have, or whatever excuse you have that you are having why you are doing wrong with your partner, or being into that infidelity status, you have to take the responsibility of your own action. So what I'm trying to say here is that whether or not you are polygamous or monogamous, there is always ways for you to keep that. I will be discussing in a different video on how to keep your man monogamous. I'm just trying to, for the benefit of the friend of mine who actually calls me again. It's becoming their habit to ask me about out of the blues question. So basically, that's what I'm trying to say, that being monogamous is a matter of choice. It's a disposition of each individual, and it is fluid. It is not definable. It depends on the situation. Like what I said, it depends on your values, but you can cross over. When you are older, sometimes you are more courageous and you are able to make a big change. So, I never say that, or I never say that it is somewhat a big mistake. Neither is the right thing to do in case, because other people tend to get into infidelity despite they are happy with their current relationship, just because, as I mentioned earlier with my previous video, possibly men stray because they just want something new. They are getting bored and they just want something else other than what they have. But it doesn't mean that they don't love their partner anymore, but they can still have someone else. It's just a matter of personal values. If they can afford to do that, I may say that it's their soul that will suffer, but I'm sure that they will be able to enjoy whatever decision they are getting into. So basically, like for women, on the other hand, I have mentioned already that they can also help someone else. Because they are not happy, they are longing for intimacy, they want to feel love, because that's their priority. They wanted, being a woman is being loved. And if they are not having such feeling, And even if they are committed to another, they can find someone else who can fill in the empty space. But as I have mentioned, those are weaknesses. Men or women who are weak, who are able to do such a thing. It's just a matter of the law of cause and effect. Can you imagine if you are the one having someone else other than your partner? How would you feel if your partner is also having another? Once again, my name is Aileen, and I hope I was able to give a clear random thoughts I was saying. Do you hear what I'm saying? How do you find it? But I hope I was able to give you a gist that monogamous or being polygamous is actually a matter of choice. It depends on you. It is not definable. It's fluid. So it's a vague, it's a big word, but it's something that could be detriment to someone who can get affected because of the infidelity. And as I mentioned, it has nothing to do with love. You can still love your partner, but you can have someone else just because you are a weak person. It is you, not your partner, who is having a problem, but you. Once again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Aileen, and kindly subscribe, watch and learn, like and share. Have a beautiful day. Happy 3 Kings.